solution. I don't want you to be creative. So for the Reds approach, yes, consumers do judge a book by its cover. Sorry, that's just what we are. And as many of you that may even say it at times, I don't care who you are, at some level, we judge. We judge. We might not be as critical and mean as other people who are openly being judgers, but we judge. And appearance, that unfortunately is a thing. Because as much as I want to sit up here and say, hey, listen, I never judge a book by its cover, I still won't let you touch my face if your face looks like Ronald McDonald, and I'm not going to go to you before a girl's night out to do mine. Sorry. That's a judgment. So keep that in mind. I'm thinking like a consumer. That's how you guys should always be thinking as well. Approach the lead. Approach the lead. Don't sit there and be shy and bashful. That's basically what you look like right now if you have consultants that are afraid to talk to people, the introverts that you have staffed. They look afraid. They're not sold on whatever it is that they're selling. So if you even eventually get the courage enough to walk up to me, you're cute. I mean, I might appease the situation. I might make you feel better by smiling and nodding back, but you're not. Whatever this is clearly, are they torturing you, child? That's probably the first thing I would think. The approach for the red appointment booking, the approach for the entire confirmation of the red appointment and the missed red appointment. So if you're somebody getting red appointments now and you feel like you're winning, if you don't have a structure in place to confirm these reds that you're booking every single day and to follow up with a missed guest script, if you don't have, oh yeah, I'm booking reds. No, it's book reds. Every single day, part of your checklist, if you're using the checklist, is confirm those reds that are coming in that day. And anybody that doesn't show within 5-10 minutes of it, call them. Call the missed red appointment. We talked about appearance, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time in that. But if you're looking at this, we have examples of no-nos. Now, any kind of writing on the behinds, we want to stay away from unless it says Planet Beach, okay? And even then it's questionable unless it depends on the audience you're targeting. Tattoos, I love tattoos, specifically good-looking ones. I'm a personal fan of it. However, I think I've shared a story with you on a webinar past that I was accused of harboring devil worshippers in my spa once before and lost a potential new member and whatever referrals that she might have had because I had a consultant that had a butterfly tattoo on her wrist because in her mind, tattoos were for the devil. So unfortunately, because I had no control over what her perception was, she said that I ran a store of devil worshippers and gothic children and promoted that behavior and all kinds of things. And you don't ever want to come across that. If you can alleviate any of that happening to you, hey, listen, wear a watch. You know, I'd have told her to wear a watch that day to just alleviate the whole problem. Or cover it up, wear long sleeves. I'll keep it cold in here for you when you work if that means to do that because, you know, I love it myself, but it's not my money that the franchisee's relying on to keep them open and eventually get rich off of. So it's not my choice to have an opinion in that. And that's why it's important for you to talk to your consultants and say that the same way. Now, in some markets it's okay where it is in a city environment. You are in a metropolitan type of city atmosphere, and I know our Uptown New Orleans location, a lot of that is okay because a lot of the demographic in that specific area, they do have a lot of body art and piercings, and that's cool over there, and that's fine. So if you find that you're in that category, this is more so give or take if you are in the suburban area like the Planet Beach model usually has us in, where there's housewives, house moms, even Eileen's grandmas, older sisters, things to that nature, is when you want to veer away from expressing yourself through body art. Cover it up for work. Do whatever else that you need to do just to be sure that you don't chance losing a sale on top of all those referrals due to that. The bright makeup, whatever. Again, hey, I don't judge. Whatever you want to do is fine by me. But whenever you are inside these four walls or when you are out prospecting, keep it to a minimum. You don't need to be scaring people off thinking that, hey, wait, what are they doing over there? Why is that girl's face lit up like a Christmas tree? I don't know if I want them to give me a facial. You know, if they want to wear that out on the town on their own time, again, you're still a representation, but at that moment, when they're inside of those four walls and at those promotions, you have control over that to say, express yourself later. Right now, I need you to be as basic as possible. Now, you see an example of what you should be looking like if you are a man. Black button up. Don't do the polo shirts. Don't do a hat. Don't wear a baseball cap. Don't wear tennis shoes and socks, please. If you do that now, if you have males in your stores that currently do this, this could very well be drilling down to why you're only selling $19 and $39 memberships with no enrollment fees. Because that is exactly the value I would think as being Eileen walking into this place where it's like, hey, this is cool, yeah, whatever, but I've already established what you're worth in my mind without even, I don't even have to hear a word you said. So it's not a bad judgment call on our consumers' part. They're not calling you devil worshippers or anything, but they are saying, this is what I think based on how you thought of me today as a consumer. You clearly didn't think I was important enough to get dressed for, so I'm not going to think you're important enough to get my hard-earned $59 and $89 a month for sure. The smocks now are a uniform. For those of you who do not wear the smock due to size purposes, just FYI, they are working on getting a solution to that right now with the smocks. But until then, as you see on the screen, the girl in the middle looks amazing. She looks very professional. She looks very chic, very conservative, but almost on that along the lines of like a contemporary fashion. So that's our business model now. So if you are in the spas right now, I know many of you do the ColourPop thing just to add spunk and personality. And what I'm going to recommend to you guys is, although you may or may not have seen that it's been an issue before, what did we establish on the beginning of this call? Change is easy. The implementation is the hardest part. And what you're doing now is not making you profitable to the point that you'd like to be, or you're not making the paychecks with the bonuses you'd like to be making. So if it seems like it's something that, whatever, you know, I'm going to still have the girls wear, you know, a bright shirt or leggings or jewelry because that they should still be able to do that because I don't agree with you. If you continue to do that, then you'll never know if that was a bad snowball effect seed. So change it up. Don't chance it. Wear the all black. It is the look. It is what we are. It is how we're going for that whole MAC makeup counter girl look. And the guys, we're looking like, we want to look like we're skin professionals, wellness professionals. Now, let's move into the prospecting rule. It's not prospecting if you're not allocating information to come back. When you get asked the question, or when you ask your consultant spa directors the question, did you prospect today? I'm off. I'm not at the spa, but I'm following up with my staff. Did you prospect today? Yep. What'd you do? Well, I went to this business and I handed out $50 gift certificates. And I went to this other business. I dropped off a lead box. No, that's not prospecting. That's relationship building, it seems like. So that's really good. So I'm going to not be a Debbie Downer. I'm going to give you a motivating training moment by saying, well, good job. I'm very proud of you. That's awesome that you took the bull by the horns and you went out and you established relationships and you got the conversation going. That's awesome. I trained you very well in building relationships. However, when I asked you about prospecting, I was asking if you were prospecting. What you told me you did was marketed. You were marketing and you were building relationships, which is good. But that wasn't prospecting. I need to know how many names and numbers you walked back into the spa with because that's prospecting. However, again, kudos. That's awesome. You're already doing better at your job. Already I'm seeing improvement. That's the sandwich method. That's the positive, negative, positive. And that's what you should always be doing. But it's not prospecting without a name and a phone number. Email addresses, those are more tricky to allocate. If you can get them, woohoo. If not, then don't worry about it. But at the end of the day, and this is something that our CEO and who is now already in a 40% positive for September, might I add, because of this whole focus on being Reds driven. At the end of the day, never forget that we're in the red appointment generation business. We're not in the spa business. We're not in the customer service business. We're not in anything else except the red appointment generation business. That's the first change you need to implement among your staff. Having them say that and recite that. If you said, hey, what business are you in? They should be able to repeat that back. Every project should always be about how to get more reds. That is what we do. We need to, 1, improve our red appointment bookings. 2, make sure that they show up for the dang appointment. And 3, close the deal when they get to the spa. That is a direct quote from Steve Smith. And that is actually something I wanted to throw into this training because I thought that that was the best thing I've ever heard in my entire career at Planet Beach. Without the reds, without the people coming in, who the heck are we going to sell to? Here's your goal. Okay, good luck me hitting that because like 3 people came in yesterday. Yeah, well, that's why you're not hitting your goal. So change the ship around. Have an entirely new language going on and a whole new vocabulary working in that spa. 3 major things to remember when marketing and prospecting. 1, when you train your staff on allocating red appointments, they must keep in mind, what is my end goal here? Write that down. If the first thing you tell them before you even give them their SMART goal is say, do you know what your end goal is? When I send you out, do you even know what the purpose is? What's your end goal? You know what that is? That is the why, my friends. That's the why. You're tackling the why right there without having to go into detail to see if they actually are able to recite back to you. Yes, to allocate at least 50 names, numbers, and email addresses if possible. What's my end goal here? So when you're training your staff on it, have them keep in mind, what is my end goal? If they keep that in the back of their mind every time they approach a potential lead, hey, what's my end goal? My end goal, obviously, is to get you in the dang spa so that I can wine, dine, and court you and make you fall in love with me and the services so that you eventually sign up to be a member and I make commission, right? But without all of the stuff that you need to do first, it's going to not ever happen. So, 2, put yourselves in their shoes. It's too much and too often that we talk to our consumers in our areas at promotions, that we prospect, that we market. It's too much that we are thinking like a franchisee and we're thinking like a business owner and we're thinking like the spa director or the spa consultant. It's too much that we're in that mindset and we don't understand. Guys, if you go up to somebody, especially Eileen's mom, and you say, yeah, we offer red light therapy, we have a sauna tox, we have a hot box detox. Do you know what that person's thinking in the back of their mind? Oh my God, they're aliens and they're going to probe me. That is what they're thinking. What the heck is a red light therapy? But if I go to you and I know, okay, a consumer has no idea, so I'm going to go up and say we have skin enhancement and improvement services. We have calorie burning services that help with your weight management regime that you might or might not have existing. We also offer UV and UV free options available. So that's basically spray tanning and tanning, teeth whitening services, and overall beauty and wellness and relaxation services. So all of your beauty goals you can basically get here, everything except nails and waxing. That's what I always used to say. But put yourselves in their shoes because it's important, and it's too much, too often that we send people out to prospect and market and they seem defeated and you feel unsuccessful in your efforts because it's always, we're out there running around talking like we talk to each other in the spa. But people don't know what the heck you are, even when you tell them the name of the services. I always say, and write this down, when you're telling and everybody asks, what do you do? What does Planet Beach do? Or when they say that, hey, you're a tanning salon. No, actually, we offer different services like da-da-da-da-da. Don't start off with the name of the services. End with the name of the services. So that's a little helpful tip there for you to take back to your staff. Start off with, well, I'm glad that you asked. We offer services that improve and enhance your skin's tone, texture, and ultimately improve skin imperfections. We also offer weight management services that burn calories per session based on the products that you use. Is what the result of how many calories you burn. We also offer a way for you to have a healthy glow by utilizing our spray tanning and our tanning services while offering repair services to anything if you do utilize our UV tanning. We also offer teeth whitening. Now, a couple of different services that I'm talking about is our red light therapy. That's the service I was talking about with the repair and, repairing after you get in the UV. And then The other service I mentioned when I said weight management, well, we have a hot box detox, or we have a slim capsule is what we like to call it, and that is the weight management. So you see how I explained it in a way where a consumer would go, ooh, grab my attention real quick because I need to hear, Eileen's and Eileen's moms and sisters and friends and besties, they need to hear weight burning, weight management, what? Calorie burning, what do I have to do? Nothing. Here's the beautiful part is when you tell them, you just lay there. That's when you rope them in. That's when people get excited and say, here's my name, here's my number. Yes, I want free spa services. But if you're explaining it backwards and you're talking spa consultant and not consumer, then that's why you're not able to get anybody interested in coming in. Never, ever, ever forget the opportunities to bring a friend, too. That's where each and every spa, hands down, even sometimes top spas, forget to do that. They're so excited they got a dang red appointment. They didn't even stop to think about the fact that you had other services available at the same time. Who would you like to bring in with you? Not would you like to bring somebody in with you. Every time you have and this is a training moment for you trainers and leaders on the call. When you're training somebody on booking red appointments, tell them it's not a success when you get a red. Throw them for a loop and say it's not, when you get a red appointment, the goal is to get a red. But when you get the red, it's not a success. It's still a fail. Why? Because your ultimate goal, your Super Bowl goal, is to get more than that one person in. You're not going to want to come in by yourself, I promise. You're going to want to enjoy this with somebody. I'm able to offer you this to accommodate you and 2 other people. Don't even stop at 1. I can accommodate 2 other people when you come in. So why don't you make a day of it while I can do it? I'm able to, this is a brand awareness campaign. I'm able to give out free services to anybody. Since you agreed as a thank you, I'll let you bring in 3 people. But make a day of it and come in and take advantage of it because these are usually valued at $39 a pop. And I can give this to you for you and 3 other people for free for 3 each. That's an amazing value. So what are the names of the people that you want to bring in is the follow-up question. Not who or not do you or would you like to. No, just immediately assume that they do want to bring somebody in and ask for their names. How to approach staff on directive when sending them off to prospects. Be sure that they have all the materials they need. Don't just send them off. Do you have your phone at least or a tablet to take and showcase the app as the menu of services? Do you have the registration slips? Do you have the lead box to put the registration slips in that you're getting their names and numbers for? Do you have keychains? Do you have pens? Whatever. You might have promotional items, but all in all, they need to be able to showcase who you are, and they have to look amazing. But a smart device with a Planet Beach app or menu of services binder to showcase what the heck you're talking about when you're saying all of those really awesome services. Review the purpose with them before they go out. So let's say I'm prepping Brandy to go out, and I say, Brandy, what's your end goal? I had that conversation. My end goal is to get 50 reds and names and numbers and bring it back and have all these red appointments and make all this money. Yes. Now, do you have everything that you need? What are you going to bring with you? I'm going to bring the iPad with me, and I'm going to bring all those keychains we still have left over and the registration slips from the lead boxes that we have left over in the back closet. Okay, perfect. Now, what is the purpose of you going out there? The purpose is to go out today and allocate at least leads. It's a non-negotiable that you collect the first and last names. So I know I have to get the first and last names and their best contact number. The phone type as well for texting purposes because you're going to want to say, okay, well, since we booked the appointment for tomorrow evening, how would you like to be reminded of your appointment? Would you like for us to send you a text message, shoot you an email, or give you a phone call? Usually that's whenever you can allocate an email address right then and there. After you get their info, don't ask. Tell them what friend they'd like to bring in and get at least a second red. Then lastly, remind them not to sound too catchy and that they want to offer this to the lead as a brand awareness offering. Have them role play on you quickly before they head off and out. What did I just do there? I just did a tell, show, do. I just told them, then I asked them, or I showed it to them, right? I explained to them, listen, we have to do this. This is what you need to allocate. This is how you can allocate it. And then, okay, now do it back to me. You're at the event now. How are you going to approach me? I'm standing there, tapping my feet, come up to me and try to get my information. And that's usually when you can uncover the how, you guys. When you say, I'm doing everything, we're trying to prospect, we're just not seeing results. That's whenever you're able to uncover all of those training opportunities and go, well, no wonder you're not successful. Why don't you try saying it like this? Because I think that's probably going to be much more beneficial for you. Will sound a lot less salesy and gimmicky. We have ratio. The 3 different types of consumers. We've heard this before. The red appointment that has an offer, the walk-in without an offer, the walk-in with the offer / daily deal, Groupon or whatever. But then there's also actually one I'm missing on here. Some of you might know the answer to that, but I'm just going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that it is a existing customer that comes in and buys a paid in full each and every time. The red appointment that has the offer. The sales process steps 1 through 3, guest greeting, personal spot profile, and tour is the one you follow. Offer these free services to try. Sales process step 4, pitch the programs. And then 4th step, buy back opportunity. You have something to buy back because the red appointment came in on something, whether it's a gas pass, a $50 gift certificate, some type of flyer, an offering you created on your own, whatever that value is, you can always buy back. So you do the guest greeting, you have them sign into the guest register, you PSP them, you give them the tour, you wine and dine them. Here, don't take my word for it. Try it out because, hey, you came in here with your guest pass, blah, blah, blah. The guest pass is worth $40. You can buy that back after you pitch the program for them and implement it towards their startup fee today. Products and service regime form builder. You don't want them to leave empty-handed. Many of you are letting them leave empty-handed. Give them a regime to leave with on paper that they can take home and see every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I got to use this service, and every Tuesday and Thursday, I got to use this service with this product. And then as always, add on somebody else to the membership. You have a daughter, cousin, best friend, sister, aunt, uncle, neighbor, random person that you just grabbed in off the street because you're in a good mood and this is fun for you because you're so in love with Planet Beach, whoever, add them on. And then get a referral, or 6, is my opinion. I like 10. Most people say 5, but how do you approach that conversation? Hey, so now that we got you as a member today, why don't we go ahead and get you set up for your first service appointment here based on your regime form. And, if you want to come in tomorrow at the same time, I'll go ahead and schedule that for you. And do you want me to talk to you tomorrow about how you can get this membership for free or where we pay for it? Or do you want to find out about that right now so you could just get straight into the service tomorrow? Promise you, 10 times out of 10, they're going to say, I'm sorry, what? Yes, I want to know how I can get my membership for free. Then before they leave, don't let them leave without downloading the app because that will be your friend. And they can book their service appointments from the app and have them like your Facebook page. So that way when you're posting to Facebook with all of your specials, interacting with your members in general, they have the capability of seeing that every time. There's the walk-in with the offer. The walk-in with the offer is going to be treated a little bit differently. Not every approach to a membership sale is going to be the same here. Your red appointment you prepared for. A red appointment you had something in hand. You were able to accommodate. You knew that they had the time because they scheduled the time. But a walk-in, most cases, are in a hurry. A walk-in is like, hey, I just need prices. I'm on my way to work or I'm back to work or whatever. I got to go cook. Just tell me how much it costs for 1 month of tanning. Oh my gosh, your head's spinning. Still have to go through the process, folks. Greet them, give them a PSP, explain to them in your approach to the PSP. Listen, this is just so I get a better understanding of which exact services you're going to want to hear the most of. Okay, well, I just want tanning. That's fine. We have so many different levels, and I want to make sure that I'm showing you all of the ones that you want to utilize and you'll benefit from. So that's what this sheet's going to give to me. If you're in a hurry, I promise you it usually only takes people about 30 seconds to fill out, and they're done. And at that point, I walk you around. We pick and choose, and then I give you the price point. And then at that point, if they're still in a hurry after they get so excited about seeing what you've toured them around on and they're ready to leave, then book the appointment for them to come back because you'll want them to try a service, a try before you buy. How many places offer that opportunity? This is really so that you have more time to work them, but in their minds, this is, wow, this person really cares if I care or not. I just came in here in a hurry, right? I'm in a rush, and they were like, you know what, we want you to be able to try this before you buy it. You clearly don't have time today. I want to respect your time, but I don't want you to make a decision off the bat. If anything, come in here tomorrow regardless to get a free service. That's all with them. I said nothing about me. That is all with them. So that right there, my friends, is why we need to start establishing how we're approaching that entire ratio situation. How could you buy back something that they walked in with nothing with? You know what? As a consultant, remember what we said at the beginning of this call? I'm a scenario consultant. I'm going to figure out a creative way to buy something back you didn't even buy or have in your hand. You know what I can do since we're having a brand awareness campaign right now, Miss Mary? I'll even go ahead and I can get you set up today for you to be able to come in and utilize these services as often as you want at our location. I can get you set up with that and just pretend like you walked in with a guest pass. Why don't we do that? Because that guest pass is worth X amount of dollars. It's valued at X amount of dollars. I can implement that towards getting you set up with this specific program, and that then we can get you set up to utilize this all the time, not just today, at this price point versus this price point. I can always find something to buy back. Even though you didn't come in with something, there's always a special that you can say that you can buy something back they didn't even have. And then following the same steps there. The walk-in with okay, well, I just went through what a scenario was, I'm sorry, without the offer. But if you have a walk-in with the offer, clearly you treat them the same way, only you actually do have something in hand for them to be able to put towards their get started fee. So the same steps, the same scenarios, and the same approaches is what you want to utilize in that case. And always remember, the same way you look at when you train somebody on getting red appointments, it's not a success unless you get more than one. Look at that as the add-on and second sale when you are training on getting new members. And just know that when you get a new member, the job is not done. It's never closed. The sale is never closed whenever you get a member. Don't celebrate because it's not fully completed until you get their husband on at half off, because it's nothing at the point of sale. It won't affect their cost at the point of sale. It's half of what they're going to be paying each month. And they got 30 days to decide if they want to keep it or not. So you know what, Miss Mary? I'm not even going to question the situation right now, because we can cross that bridge later when we get there. I want to get your husband set up on this right now, because I won't be able to do this again in the future. He'll have to pay to re-enroll, and let's say he falls in love with the massage. This could be one of those things where he's like, honey, this is the best thing you've ever done for me. So let's cross that bridge when we get there, because it's not affecting anything right now. I'll go ahead and get him set up too. Bam, it's that easy. That's the approach, though. If I were to approach it any other way and say, oh, Miss Mary, do you know that we have add-on opportunities? Well, in our add-on opportunity, you can add your husband onto your account, and this way he can come in with you. Maybe Miss Mary doesn't want him to come in with her. Maybe she says, you know what, I want him to be able to come here, boo-boo, but the reason I'm coming here is to get away from him. So keep all of those things in mind and think like a consumer and never assume. If I were to approach you like that, that's a sale. You are treating me like a commission. No, I'm not interested. This is just for me, but thank you for offering, is usually what you'll hear back at that. So again, it's all about that approach. That will make or break it. Every single time, download the app and have them like the Facebook page and get referrals. So I'm going to stop there for today, you guys. We'll make a continuance for next Tuesday because I've kept you for long enough. I was hoping not to do that, but we know how the approach training is so very important now that you're looking at things in a bigger picture and sitting back, and you've probably had a couple of aha moments yourself, and you could have been a very seasoned franchisee or spa director. So I'm going to let you guys marinate on what we've discussed so far today, and I want you guys to come up with an action plan for me. And when I call you, because I'm going to be doing some heavy-duty phone calls here with all of you over the next month or two, I'm hoping to get that. And if you can actually email me what your game plan is, that's even better. Put together a SMART goal for yourself based on what you've taken from this webinar so far. What's that SMART goal? I want you to be specific. I want you to find out how you're going to measure this goal. Make it realistic and achievable. And also put a time on it, because you guys know my saying, a goal without a deadline is just a wish. I want to be the president of the United States, but if I don't say that I'll have that done and that I'm in the running for the campaign by the end of 2020, then I'm just going to keep saying in 2025 that I'm going to be the president of the United States. I'm going to keep saying that. I'm going to do it one day, but if I don't put a deadline in place, that's not going to happen. So identify your weaknesses. We talked about the hardest part of change is the implementation of the change. So what are the things right now that we discussed on this call? Yeah, I still wear all black, but every now and then, but I still let my consultants wear a pop of color. that you might not think that affects sales, but it might, and it might not. But do we want to chance it? Do we want to put our money to the test there and say, I'll gamble that that's probably not what it's going to be? Don't. Just for the process of elimination, to narrow down and drill down where our performance gaps are, make the changes that you know you guys haven't changed or don't do or don't follow, and change up the approach to it. Change up the appearance, change your approach to your trainings, to your recruiting, to your teaching how to get a red, to getting a red, to booking a red and confirming a red and calling a missed red and selling a membership, and all of those things that we discussed today. Get a list together and make it a SMART goal, and put together your takeaways from this call, and then put together your action items with your deadline. If you can, put it in your email, send it to me ASAP. That would really be helpful for me to be able to help you guys better. Like, if I don't have to call individually and remember to ask you those questions, I can better help you when you're in my face. So send that over to me, because I'm more than happy to help you guys with this timeline, give you suggestions, give you additional training, tools, resources you guys might not even know exist that can help you in hitting this goal and making the proper changes where you're all making more money. So without further ado, make sure you do that. That is your homework. We will continue this on Tuesday of next week. To continue the ratio, I'll go in a little bit more detail. I'll review and recap what we did today, just so that you know. I'll go into more detail with ratio. I want to spend more time with that because I didn't even get into overcoming objections. And then we'll cover retention approaches, the approach and how the approach is affecting your retention efforts right now that are failing. And we'll do that on Tuesday. So thank you guys so much for being patient with me, for sticking around. Not one person hung up this entire time, and I'm so super proud of my little